ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्न सर्व प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om Shri Sai Ram. Good evening and welcome to our Saturday evening session. So, in the morning messages for the last 10 days or so, all the messages that are coming from the consciousness are about love. As we are moving back after 5,000 years into this age of the feminine divinity, for a long time now, this world has been under the influence of the masculine energies. And the time is shifting to bring the planet and the universal energies back into balance as the divine feminine starts to awaken, as it starts to find its rightful place in the planetary consciousness, and that is beginning to shift, that is beginning to recreate, that is beginning to give birth to the new age, which is the age of love, because all the birthing happens from the womb of the mother, and the mother is the epitome of love. The mother is the epitome of feminine consciousness, and the mother is present today as it's her birthday today. So the Divine Mother has come back and is urging all of us that the time of the Shakti has come. Baba had said that this is the time of an avatar called Prema Sai Avatar, which is the avatar of Shakti. Because it's the Shakti that carries the seed and the tree of love. Because when a child is born in this world, comes from the womb of the mother, is nourished by the womb of the mother, and when it comes to this world, it brings in its clenched fist the gift of love. It's the pure love it carries from the other world. And that day, Mercedes had shared the picture of her granddaughter who's just recently born, and her fist was clenched, and she has brought, like all of us who came, we all brought this gift of pure love from where we come, from our real home. These houses there we live in are not our homes. These are temporary hotels, temporary structures where we stay. But the home from where we all of us come is the home of pure love. And from there we carry something with us. We cannot carry it back, because when we die, we go with our hands open like this. So this gift is only for this world, because this world needs this love. And this love is what we bring from the source. And the source also is love. Everything that has been manifested is nothing but love. And so when the child comes, the first person who gets this gift from this fist is the mother. It comes from the mother, and it gives it to the mother, and it gives to the father. And that pure love, if nurtured without attachments, if nurtured without expectations, can bloom into a very powerful creation of love. But our attachments, our expectations start to squander away, start to take away the shine from the purity of that love that every child brings into this world. But now the time has come where this energy of pure consciousness, because pure consciousness is nothing but love. Love is nothing but God. God is nothing but this energetic manifestation. God is not a person. God is not a form. God is not a name. God is the energetic principle which vibrates at a much higher frequency than most of us. And our endeavor in taking a human birth is to raise our consciousness so that our vibration and our frequency starts to also get raised. So as we start becoming purer and purer, as we start transcending the mind, because it's the mind which holds all the impurities, it's the mind which pulls us down. The mind is the gravitational force that actually pulls us back. Once we go beyond this mind, we are able to experience the dimension of pure love. Some people call it the fifth, sixth, and the seventh dimension. But all these dimensions exist right now here in this planet at this point of time. These are not separate places. Everything is here. All heaven, hell, all that we can think of is present in this moment right now, and it is within our energetic resonance. And it depends upon us what is the energy in which we are choosing to vibrate upon. I've said this many times in the past, and I keep correcting to a lot of you with whom I have conversations. Be very careful about your thoughts and the words that you speak, because every word and every thought is carrying an energy. Every thought is like an arrow, and it is going and impacting the overall field of consciousness somewhere or the other. So when we use words which are not desirable, which have a negative connotation, which have a negative feel or energy around it, even though we are, by habit, we say those words, not really meaning ill, not meaning that they carry any kind of a a bad effect, we say it out of our habit. We say it because that's the kind of a vocabulary that we have picked up from the society. And it is acceptable in that society to be able to speak like that. So we have forgotten how to be aware of the language that we use and the words that we speak. And so unknowingly, we release from us energy which actually pulls us down, because whatever the times that we are present in at this point of time is of instant manifestation. Whatever we are thinking is beginning to manifest. These are almost magical times. So we've got to be very conscious of what is our thought, because the positive will also manifest and the negative will also manifest. And this is how we are going to experience the world at this point of time. There are two worlds that are being created. One is the world of the mind, which is out to destroy itself, and we are seeing the effects of it every day in our respective countries and around the world. Everybody is out to kill each other and is to ruin the economies and ruin everything. But yet at the same time, there's another world which is very beautifully being resurrected, which is being created, which is the world of love, which is the world of sacrifice, which is the world of service, which is the world of this oneness of consciousness, where all that exists, whether it's plants, whether it is animals, whether it is human beings, whether it is insentient beings, everyone is coming together in this beautiful awakening, this light, this enlightenment, as we call it. This is also happening at the same time. So, what we choose is what will manifest for us. If we choose to be in this world of the heart, where this beautiful manifestation is taking place, then we will experience that age of love. We will experience this divine consciousness within us. But if we start to chase the path of the mind, because of what's going on around the world, because of our habit, and a lot of us keep slipping in and out, we experience this divine state of peacefulness, joy, uh, almost like a tranquilizer. But in that next instant, we go back into the world. The monkey mind just jumps back and starts to think about money and starts to think about survival issues. And the minute we do that, we alter our energy. We bring fear into us. We start to our mind is not able, it's capable of handling what's coming next. And as I said in one of my messages, that what we think is unknown, it's unknown to the mind. The same thing is known very clearly to the heart. The heart has always known what this life is all about, and what life itself is all about, and what this planet is about. But it's a mind which has always overruled, and the mind has been forced into submission by our society, by our upbringing, and by the general exposure that we have got in life. And so, therefore, the mind has learned to follow that. And so, therefore, it always is trying to know things in advance. This need to know is a disease of the mind. And this need to know is what brings fear, anxiety in us. That's what keeps us sleepless at night. Because it cannot fathom. What it cannot fathom, it gets disturbed about. But when we let go, when we surrender to that beautiful consciousness, that energy which is within us, things magically start to manifest for us. So we can either choose to be in the la la land where things manifest magically, or we can be in the dense energies of the mind where things are always keep stopping, and there are always impediments and barriers and stoppages. So This is how things are becoming very pronounced. There was never a time when things were so clear. The the two paths are emerging very clearly now. And those who have been struggling with the mind are getting guided, are getting encouraged to let go and surrender. And to my mind, this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita as well, where in the end, after giving all that Krishna had to share with Arjuna, giving him all the wisdom, giving him all talks about detachment, of discrimination, about karma yoga, about bhakti yoga, about jnana yoga. In the end, Krishna says, "You just surrender to me." Krishna is not a person. Krishna is that consciousness that resides in each one of us, that knows everything that needs to be known, and that can never go wrong. And that will always take each one of us to where we need to be and to what we will be, what we are, and what we have come here to do. It automatically comes in front of us. So, this need to know, instead of Googling everything, Google has brought this dimension of whatever earlier need to know was difficult, we had to make a lot of effort to need to know. Now everything is available at our tips. And so therefore, this curiosity of need to know can easily be fulfilled by getting onto Google. But what it does is it takes us on a path, it takes us in a place where the mind is always invested, and the mind always then remains in control. And as long as the mind is in control, this peace will never come to us. But as soon as we start letting go, what are we letting go? The mind. Who are we letting it go to? To our higher self. We are not letting it go to a guru or a imaginary god or an imaginary being. We are only letting go to our higher consciousness, which knows what is best for us, which is the reason why we are here, which is what has guided us from birth to birth. And it is time now to get to that and experience this magical flow. Like some of you have been sharing, Denise has been sharing a lot of these experiences of how magically things are beginning to manifest, and that's how it will always operate as we work for the consciousness, and the consciousness is always working for us. Because not that we are favorites of consciousness, it's because we are the consciousness. There is no difference between me and consciousness. uh, and the same is true for all of you. The only difference is that I am aware that there is no difference between me and consciousness, that I am one with it. But we still are holding on to this doubt in our head that maybe I am not one with the consciousness. Because I keep hearing this from many people. They say, "Oh, it's very easy for you to say that. You don't know my background. You don't know my context. You don't know who I was in my past lifetime. You are on a higher level of consciousness." To me, as we keep saying all these things, we are reinforcing in our mind that we are operating from the mind. And the more we keep saying this, the more we are holding on to these energetic blocks which come in the way of the free flow of consciousness. We either bring our current life circumstances, if that doesn't work, we bring our past lives into it. We are just not willing to let go. And these are all excuses that the mind puts for us very intelligently, so that we remain trapped and we don't become one with the flow of consciousness. So be aware that when we give attention to such thoughts that come within us, we bring them to life. A thought by itself has no capacity, because it itself does not have any energy. But the minute we start to dwell upon it, we add to the thought an energetic cord. And the more we dwell upon it, that energy starts to grow and it slowly becomes an emotion. And then it starts to bind us, it starts to hook us. And therefore, we start getting chained in this energetic cord, which the seed of that is in the thought. So, knowing this principle, if we can start putting the principle of the thought of that I am consciousness and that I am the all pervasive principle, and if we start thinking about it all the time, and if we start to put the emotion behind it, then that's the right emotion you need to carry, and that energy will start to grow inside of you. So this act, if you say that your mind holds you, reprogram it so that the mind is overwritten. It's a new program that you write, which erases the mind program and creates the program of consciousness. Whatever you will keep thinking about, whatever you keep dwelling about, it grows in you, right? And that is what starts manifesting in you. So hold on to the right one, and keep bringing that in, and keep reminding yourself again and again, and it starts to take away all the excuses and all the intelligent devices of the mind, and something as simple as surrendering, letting go, it starts to give you the experience, because we all are lacking the experience of our own divinity. But how we get the experience in the first place? The experience comes only when you experience something, when you put something into practice. Without putting into practice, the experience is not going to come. So there has to be a starting point. And it's a good starting point to start with this positive flow of this one divine consciousness, which is all pervasive, which is here, present, right now, which is speaking and which is energetically connecting at the same time. And we start to dwell on that. And that's what we try to do every night. We try and get together every night, but in our silence, we let the energy speak. We let this one consciousness connect all of us deep in our heart. Because in that stillness, when we reach, is when something starts to happen inside of us. Where words become superfluous, and where something stirs in, and this deep sense of silence. And I'm hearing this from more and more people, that we don't feel like talking. We don't feel like saying anything. And that was the reason I took a 5 weeks break, because I didn't feel like saying anything. And I think that, we will start reducing these sessions or Saturday sessions to, till a time when everybody is comfortable. We should just go into the silence and let the silence take us to the experience of who we truly are. We can't become anything because we are already that. And in the morning, I had sent a beautiful message of Maharishi Ramana, where he said these Shastras, these scriptures, these Upanishads and the Vedas and the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita, these are for those who are not still connected to the inner self. Those who are focusing on the inner self do not need any scriptures. They are for the people who are on the outward path, who still need some knowledge, who still are looking for some more traps to figure out. But for the ones who are focused, all this is a distraction. It is actually just delaying. The more we run after all this, more knowledge, more information. Our soul has all the understanding. We've gone through the Atma Chalisa. We understand exactly where we are and what we need to be doing. No amount of more listening is going to be of any help to us. It helps us only to get connected within. And for those who are connected within, They know exactly what they need to do. So these masters have left for us a very beautiful legacy, a very beautiful path. And the reason I choose to share the messages of Satya Sai Baba, of Swami Rama and Maharishi Ramana, because they bring the different aspects of it. Swami Rama always talks about that, everything that you need to achieve, you have to put a systematic effort to it. And there are going to be no shortcuts. If you believe that has to be done, then you must put the hard yards to make it happen. Okay, on its own it doesn't happen. And he talks about those techniques, and these techniques, these things that he spoke about, helped me in my life. And I realized what a powerful master he was, because as he says, it's not just his words. He's saying that I am carrying the legacy of the Himalayan masters much before the age of Shankaracharya also. So this is an unbroken lineage of the divine flow of wisdom coming from masters from time immemorial. So he comes from that legacy. Then you look at Ramana. Ramana's message is so simple, that there is a soul, there is a self, there is the Atman, which is the indwelling energy within all of us. And that indwelling energy does not require any words. And as he said in the message of today, one more message of his, where he said that what's bound to happen is surely going to happen, nothing can change it. And what is not going to happen, do as you may, it will not manifest itself. And so, therefore, the best thing is to be silent. So, his message was of silence, that through the principle of non reaction, when you stop reacting to the external stimulants, who will become non reactive? Who will not be able to react? The one who is completely connected to that peaceful energy within, who sees the truth of himself and the truth of others, not as the external words or the external language or the external action, but the truth is what is behind. And once you go there, the external reactions start to start to subside. And once that starts to subside, there is something in you that starts to come out, because it's been waiting to be recognized all our lives. So it happens to a lot of us. Uh, you know, I had experienced this, that when people used to go to Baba, and I've read books of Ramana also, that when they used to go in the presence of Ramana, they used to sit there in the energy of Ramana and they used to just cry. A lot of devotees who gone to Satya Sai Baba would just go and sit in front of him and keep crying. Where is this crying coming from? Where are these tears coming from? These tears come from the energy that is vibrating and is pouring out of the master, and it is doing something to our energy inside. It is removing something, which is not needed within, and it needs to be released now. And the release that we have learned all through our life, and it came almost instinctively for the first time when we cried as a baby, were tears. So tears is a very easy way of releasing that which is blocked inside. So those tears start to come for us, because there is an instant recognition of that divinity, there is an instant connection with that power, and it does something to our energy inside and what we have been holding. So the master helps us to clear out. God knows for how many lifetimes we've been holding to some things, and in the silence, the master takes it out. That is what masters continue to do in their compassion. They are constantly guiding, they're constantly operating and helping at multiple levels. They are working with the people who come in contact with them. Because, as I said, we're all that one consciousness. It's just that we are not aware of it. And we are not become pure vessels. And all the journey and all these satsangs and all these meditations and all that we are doing, all the books that we are writing, all the Atma Chalisas, whatever, why are we doing it? What's the reason? We are not in for a name, fame. We don't want anything. We just want that this message of this divine love, this pure love, which we have been holding in our hearts, that starts to flow so that this age of love, this age of divine femininity, this age of the mother, the Shakti, the Prema sign, that manifests, that is experienced by every heart. And for this reason, it needs to go out because the time has come. Everything in consciousness is a play of time. It will wait for thousands of years. And it will, because why this consciousness was created, why this world was created? It was created as a play field. It was created as a playground for the consciousness to express itself in its various forms. And it plays in its different avatars and different forms and different ways. And when the time comes, and when the chosen moment comes, they start to change the scene. They start to bring in a new. So this age of death, destruction, disease, hatred, killing, ego, that age has to go. And the new age of love is being resurrected, is being brought back. Because that is how it has been willed. And in that will, we all play a very important role. Because it will awaken, not just by something dropping from the top. It will awaken in the hearts of people who are here. It is we who are holding this energy. It is we who have to do this work. It is not the work of one person. It is the work of all of us who are getting awakened, who are responding to this clarion call, that who are experiencing this love inside right now, who've been waiting for this moment to come. That is why we are here. That is why we are all together. And to experience this beautiful times that are coming in front of us, we all have a very important role to play. We need to be those vessels who are holding this pure energy. And that's how the divinity starts to flow. This is what my master did to me. This is what he passed on to me. This is what I am passing on to all of you. And this is what we need to carry. This is the ultimate act of our existence in this game called life, in this presence on this planet called Earth. And as long as this love flows, there will be beauty and joy and truth that will prevail. I speak to all of you from the source of consciousness, and I speak to you the message that is delivered from that same source of truth. You receive it in your mind, you receive it in your heart, you receive it energetically, and it will do what it is meant to do, and it will give us the experience of what it is willed to do. So, with that, I'd like to close my today's talk. I want to wish all of you a beautiful period ahead. Monday, we're celebrating Guru Purnima. So I will let you know what time we will have our session. I'll just see what is the timing here, and accordingly, we'll fix up a time when everybody can participate. So, with that, I would like to say I love you all, and may you keep resonating, and may you keep reflecting upon our great good fortune of being together on this journey. So, have a good evening. I love you all.